Hi crafters, this is Crafty Savvy and I'm back today to share a little sort of envelope flip project that I've been working on. I know many people have been doing a lot of videos right now with envelopes, using envelopes. So I know there's many crafters sort of doing that thing right now. So I didn't particularly watch one that inspired this. I just started playing with some envelopes and this is what I came up with. So this is just my own take on a little envelope style project, and so I hope you guys like it. So I'll take you through the projects really quickly and then I will do a quick tutorial on how you could make one using just a few envelopes. Okay, so this is what the outside of my little booklet looks like. There. I just use a little word tile there and an applique, and I have it closed with some old vintage lace. There's a copy of a picture on the front, and then I just back that onto some book page and some music sheet back there. And I'll show you the back once we get into here. So I just tied it closed. So you open it up, and on this envelope there's a flip here. I just decorated it with some papers. Some of these are some freebies from Artie Mae's. I don't remember all of them, but I believe what's in here is pretty much Artie Mae's. So inside this pocket here, I just lined it with some book page. There's a guest check in there that I backed on a time card, and there's a tag there. So these are good kind of standalone, like on their own, maybe for a little gift or something. But you could probably use it inside of a project, a journal project, if you wanted to. It is a little bit thick. It's not too bad. It sits pretty flat, but that would be up to you. Here's another guest check that I just attached to the front of this envelope. There's an applique and some tickets on there. And then that envelope opens up. And then inside, I may not have put anything inside this pocket. Just a little journaling card in there. But you could put more things inside of there. And then this is the center envelope. And I chose to use a window here. And I made a little pocket here in the front, and inside of that is just a little envelope here, and this is actually made out of what I cut off of one of the other envelopes, which I'll show you, and then I will also show you how to make this little envelope. So we kind of use up all of the bits. I didn't really throw too much away here. And then there's just some ephemera in there that fits inside that pocket. And then in the top of this envelope, I left it open so that you could slide a tag inside of there. And this is a tag that little Rhonda Lee sent me. Thank you very much, Rhonda. I'm still using those. She sent me a whole bunch. And another piece of an applique there. And then that just slides back into the top. And those go back inside there. And then when you close it up, this is the back. It has another pocket back here. I just used some of my old ephemera there, and I just inserted a repair tag there. And that's how it looks. I really love it. They were fun to make, fairly easy. It just took longer to do the decorating than anything else. so I'll just set that one aside. And this is the same style. I used a old photo that I had. I tied it with some vintage lace again. There's an applique on the front. And I just decorated it. There's another word tile there. Let's just open this one up. So when you open this one, I just used a paper pad that I had, and I also forgot to mention that I did do sewing where I could around the edges, and I'll show you when we put one together when you should be doing that. So that flips up again. That's one envelope there, and then inside I just put a tag. And ephemera, and then this is I showed a video back when I did some stamping on fabric linens. So I took one of those pieces and just made a paper clip out of it. So that goes in there. And then that's a smaller envelope, and that opens up. So you could put something in there. So I chose to just make another little booklet that sort of slides into there. So it's just a regular booklet that I usually make, and I just attached some extra papers inside. And then I attached a piece of ephemera on the front. I sewed it on. I left it open at the top. And then I just inserted some tags into it. And then I just slide that into there. That's some Tim Holtz people there. And then this is the pocket with the window. The other one had 2 windows, and this one only has 1. There's just some ephemera that I put inside of the pocket. And then again, I left the top open for a tag. And that's another large tag. These are some butterflies that I attached to it with a piece of applique. And there's a doily back there. And then that tag just slides back into the top. And these go back in here. And then you close it all up, and the back has another pocket, and I just inserted some tags and some extra ephemera. So like I said, the actual decorating took the longest because it doesn't take that long to create this actual envelope folder. So I'll just go ahead and show you now what you need. So what you're going to need for this project is a smaller envelope. So these are 6.5 by just over 3.5. So 3 5/8, I think these are. But you can use any envelopes that you have. I don't know, I just made this to the size that I like, so you could just take any envelopes that you have. This one is the smaller one, and it just kind of fits inside. So then what I used was I had 1 window envelope. That's going to be for where I wanted my tag to show through inside the center there. and then 2 other envelopes that you're going to need to fold up and or cut down. So you need 3 of the larger ones, which these are, this is just for the, I'm giving you the measurements for this size of project that I did. So this is a 9.5 by 4 1/8, I guess. So I got 1, 2 of those, and then one with the window of the same size, and then a smaller one here. So I'm going to show you how I put it together. Super easy. So we'll start with the center envelope. I just want to see. Okay. So with the largest envelope, the one with the window, if you have one, you don't have to use a window. I am folding the bottom up onto itself. It's about 2 1/8, so just over 2. And I'm gonna fold it. So there's no real measuring here. This also depends, like I said, on the size that you like. I just like this size, and it worked for me. So yeah, you could make this any size you want. This is going to be a pocket on the front. So right here, this pocket here. So what you're going to want to do is just turn that back over, actually, and grab your glue stick or whatever you want. And you don't need a lot. You just want to seal that flap closed. You're not going to need that flap. And then fold it back over and just make that crease there. Okay, so that's the first envelope done. And then for this side envelope here, the one that has the flip, what we're going to do with this one is we're going to cut it. So I would just measure with this other envelope from the bottom. If you want to avoid using your ruler, this is what I would do. And just measure up here and put a little tick mark at the top there, because we need to cut off that bit. Okay, so that's how much we're gonna trim off. So where's my, so again, we're just taking one of those large envelopes. We measured the length of this other envelope, and then we haven't glued anything. You're just going to take it to your trimmer and cut that off. So we're creating this side here. So you're left with this. I'm going to show you what to do with that in a second. So you want to leave this flap. We're not going to cut this off because we're going to need to glue this together in a moment. But this is where you're going to take this open part here and fold it down on itself. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just thought it added some interest to have this little flip here. So that's what that'll be. And everything's a little off. I don't know, these envelopes aren't cut straight or whatever, but once I covered it with paper, I just cut the paper straight so that, you know, I didn't follow this line here because it would look a little weird. So I just cut it straight so that it matched up with the edge here. So that's what, once I covered this with a piece of decorative paper, I just cut the whole sheet, the whole piece straight. I didn't follow this sort of crooked edge is what I mean, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so now we have the left side, the center, then your little envelope, the short envelope that we have, if you just open up that flap, is going just to slide right underneath that one. Okay, like that, and I'll just show you how everything gets glued in 1 second here. And then we have one final long envelope, and that's going to be the back, and so we want to add a pocket to that. So this one, you're also going to want to get your glue stick and close the flap, glue the flap down. Okay. You can use your first envelope again for a reference on size. And your bit that's sticking out there, you can just fold it to meet up with the other side. So I just used it as a guide. I just used that first one as a guide to get the length again for the back piece. So you just took your envelope and you folded that up on itself. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces. We're going to start again with our left side, so the one that has this little foldy flap here. And you're going to get your glue stick and you're going to put glue on that flap. And I'm just showing you with white paper so that you can see what I'm doing. If you want to, you can go ahead and, which is what I did, is I had coffee stained envelopes already. I can't read here, there. But I had coffee stained my envelopes, and that's what I used. It just made it a lot easier in the long run to use something that you've already coffee stained, if that's the color or the route that you choose to take. But I just thought for putting it together, it would be easier to see in white. So now you just want to attach that front envelope, window envelope, to that left-hand side. And you know what? I'm going to stop right here because I want to tell you something. If you wanted to do some sewing, like I did sewing pretty much around all the edges that I could. You're going to want to, like I said, if you're going to use coffee stained envelopes, fold it the way you want it, and before you glue anything, you're going to have to take each individual part to the sewing machine. So for instance, if you wanted sewing around this pocket, you'd have to take this before anything is glued together and go to the sewing machine and go all the way around, do all your sewing, and then you're going to have to fit your papers in after, or put all your papers on, like decorate all the pages separately before you glue anything together. Do your sewing and then glue it, if that makes any sense at all. Otherwise, you could just leave it plain and not do any sewing, which is fine too. But if you want to do the sewing, I would sort of decorate and sew each page before you glue it, the way I'm about to show you now, okay? Because then it's kind of too late. I tried it sort of glued together, and it's a little more difficult. I mean, you can do it, but trying to get the whole book through your sewing machine, especially if you're trying to put lines in here, it is a little more difficult. But, so anyhow, so now we've glued the front flappy page here to the front, and I already forgot to do something. I forgot to open up the top of this envelope. Whoops. So it's not really too late because I could just trim a little bit off the top here. I would probably try to do this before you glue it down, but it's not a big deal. because you only really, look how small that is, you only really need to take off a tiny bit to open up the top. So don't forget to do that, okay guys? I almost did. But so that's done. So then we want to get the little flap put on. So now you can decide where on your folder you want to put it. You can put it up there, you can put it in the center, you could butt it up with the bottom. Let's see what I did. I kind of put mine towards the bottom just to keep it uniform, but that's totally up to you. So on this flap now, you're going to want to put some glue. And you're going to want to attach it to the flap to the back of your window envelope. So anywhere you want to put it. I'm going to attach mine close to the bottom again. Just like that. Okay, so now you have your flappy envelope, which is your first page. You're going to have your window envelope, and then you have this one that folds in. Okay, so now you're going to want to put this the back panel on. So you're just going to flip this over, and so at this point you could either decide if you want to also open this one up so that you have room for 2 tags. I felt like one was enough up there, so like this one here, the one that's in the envelope. But there is also room there for another tag if you'd like. So that it's totally up to you. If you want to cut a little bit off of the top of the back one, you can to put a tag in or not. So it's totally up to you whether you do this part or not. I think both my samples only have the 1 tag because I already felt like it was thick enough, but it's totally up to you. So if you want to do that now. And then you want to make sure that your flap is facing you so that when this is a pocket, it's still, or it doesn't get glued down. Then you can turn it over, add your glue. I probably wouldn't use this. I'm just using this for the sake of the video, but for this part here, I might want to use like a wet glue. I think this is the page that's kind of holding all the other things together, and I don't really trust the glue stick so much. So anyway, that's the back. So like I said, if you've already sewn around everything, this will already be down. It'll already be a pocket. But if you don't do any sewing and you want to just use your glue, then this, you can just put some glue here. Here and here on your flaps. Fold them up. And you have a pocket. Okay, so you can use glue, not an issue. So that's the construction. It's very simple. That closes into that, and that closes. So I'm not going to go through decorating this one because I showed you, a couple that I did already. So it's up to you how you want to decorate it. But like I said, I would, make sure that I cut whatever I'm going to cover this with, decorative paper. Cut it straight so that you have, a nice straight edge. And then I also lined the inside of that with paper, just some book page to make it look pretty. And then here you have a nice pocket. just to put some extra bits like I did. Your window will allow you to put your large tag in there and then see through. You could use this for a little bit of extra space, or like I did in this one here, I created just an extra little flip that just fit, an insert that fit into it, and it just kind of added a little something. And then when you close it up, you have that space for more ephemera, and then you also have that other space up here for another tag if you would like. So that's that. So hopefully that was, you know, fairly clear. Just like I said, this could be any size you want it to. So I can tell you this finished size is 7.5 by 4 1/8, so just over 4, and I like that size. So, but it's completely up to you. You can fold your envelope up as much as you want, or make it longer. That's all up to you. So that's why there's no official measurement. So then I mentioned to you about our envelope that we cut. When we cut our envelope down, we had this little piece left over. So it's the top of the envelope. So this side is sealed, and then this side is open. And you can see on the flat where we cut it straight. And this is just a really simple, quick thing that you can do. So just grab your scissors and that little scrap. And if you just kind of fold it so that there's a crease mark there. So if you just fold it so that the ends meet on the crease. You don't like fold it completely down, but if you just take your scissors and follow that line and cut around there, you've just now created like a little envelope flap. See that? So there's no waste. And then on this side here, you could put a very teeny little bead of glue, or if you have that skinny double-sided tape. Of course, the glue never wants to come out when you're on camera, but as close as you can, because you don't want to take up too much space there. But yeah, so now you have an envelope that you can use, or just use it for show, kind of like I did here. I mean, I could certainly put something. So this is the same thing. I used that cut off of my envelope and did the same thing, just cut across the top. I just put a little glue on the side there, and I don't know, you can easily still put something inside there. I'm kind of using mine as show right now because I thought it looked really cute like that. Little paper clip, and tuck it right on in there. So we're not wasting anything. Okay, little trick for you there. And so yeah, I think they came out super cute. I love them. I really had a good time decorating them. And so I hope you guys will give this a try. Maybe, oh, and I just wanted to show you, you notice my guest check in here. I also was working on some of these. I found a whole bunch of guest checks, and I was just coffee staining some, and I used a couple of plain ones. But I had a lot of these time cards that I had gotten some time ago at Staples. It's like, what am I going to do? So I started mounting things on them, using them up. So you know how the guest checks are pretty flimsy. I coffee stained them, and then I did some sewing, attached them to the back of those time cards. And then here's some decorated ones that I did. I just wanted to show you real quick. I think they came out cute. I just used some bits of stuff that I had in a little container and try to use up some things that were on my desk. So a little doily and tickets. So that's that one. It's that one. Could use these in any journals now. There's fabric doilies back there. I just think they're really pretty. They came out so cute. That one. I just left the doily hole hang over. This is another fabric doily. They're really cute. Oh, and that's it. So I just wanted to show you those. Just another journaling idea for you guys. Not that that's new. We've been using guest checks forever, but it's always fun to decorate them. So that's it, you guys. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you'll give it a try. Let me know if you do. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. In the comments, I try to always get back to answer your comments, and I appreciate it very much. And so let me know what you think. Hope you guys are all doing well. Take good care, and we'll talk to you all real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.